Hey everybody, and welcome back to my channel. So I hope you all had an awesome Christmas. This video is going to be about my most used products for makeup and skincare. If you'd like to see, keep watching below. I'm going to start with skincare first. So first of all, in the mornings I like to cleanse my face, and usually I just without going into details, these are my most used products. So basically my Clean and Clear Morning Burst is my all-time go-to. It wakes me up in the morning, it's refreshing, gives you that little bit of a boost ready for the morning and what's to come. Next of all, I've got the Dermalogica. This is my backup too, by the way. I go through so much of this. I forgot to reorder and I'm down to my backup. But this is a pre-cleanse. It's like an oil-based cleanser. So even though I've got really oily skin, I do need to keep up with the oil in it actually. So by using an oil base, then my skin produces less oil. So if I was to use something that's not oil based, I'm actually taking out all of that moisture and my skin is trying to produce more. So by doing this, I get less. Next of all, oh man, by the way, this is my all-time favorite. Like, this product I've been going with for a couple years now. I have a lot of fine lines, wrinkles, all that sort of thing, and there's not much in the market at the moment that will actually get rid of my fine lines and wrinkles. But the Estee Lauder Advanced Night Repair. Yeah, it's a serum, so every night I pop that on after I do my face cleansing, my routine. Couldn't think of the word then. Yeah, my face routine. I then pop this on, and that just sets in place. It goes through, sinks in overnight, and then by the morning when I get up, my skin is nice. It feels a lot more smoother, so there's not as many fine lines. Like, I especially have a problem here. I do a lot of expressions, and usually when I have makeup on, this part here creases and it separates, and it's a nightmare. It's a complete mess. So at least by using this one, I am hopefully trying to reduce that a little bit, and it does work. It's probably the best product I've come across so far that will actually do that. Next up, I have a Drugstore moisturizer. So this is the Olay Whip. So I've got the Regenerist one. So again, this is just to help those fine lines and everything. It's very smooth. It's lightweight. It doesn't feel like there's much actually on your skin. I use this one at night before bed after I use the Estee Lauder serum. So I pop this on. And then in the mornings I actually have a SPF one of this. That's the same version, but it's just got SPF. And I use it under my makeup. So I do my face clean, everything like that. And then I pop the SPF version of this on under my makeup, and it actually doubles as a primer. So it's really good. It's like having that double whammy, this and a primer. And she's going to stay in place. Next of all, it's a fairly new one for me. It's been out for a while, but it's new for me. But this one I've tried for the last couple months now. I do love it. It's very light. It's not really gonna, do anything in the way of fine lines or anything like that, but it is gonna hydrate your skin. And it's the Fourth Ray. So they're the Milky Ray milks, basically. So they're very nourishing. They're just a milk. They're meant to be hydrating. Like I said, they're not going to do anything spectacular, but it is a good way to get that hydration back into your skin. I do find myself going for the coconut or the avocado ones before I apply my makeup, and then the other three I usually pop on at night before bed as well. That's it for skincare, so we might move on to makeup. So first of all, and I know you guys probably aren't going to be surprised with this, especially if you follow my Instagram and things like that, but it's the Mineral Veil Primer. Now, a lot of these products are very well loved. I do actually have backups of most of these things in my cupboard ready to go. But this is, again, the only primer that I've found on my oily skin that is actually going to last up to those 16 hours, you know, plus whatever days. It's very lightweight. It goes on quite white though, but it does sort of, you know, you don't notice it with the colour of the foundation or anything like that. It just goes on white. You see this white haze, but it's, yeah, no big deal. It's yeah, really good. I know it's a little bit pricey for Australia, but it's definitely worth its weight in gold. Next up, and again, you're probably not going to be too surprised about this one, but it's the Estee Lauder Double Wear Foundation. Again, this one is empty, and I do have a backup bottle in my cupboard, but it's the Double Wear Stay in Place makeup. So again, it's going to stay there for me. It's not going to budge. It's super smooth. It looks very natural as well. It doesn't look overdone. You know, you can build it up if you want a more full coverage basically, but the way I put it on is just a nice even coat, bit of concealer, and it's very natural looking, but it is my all-time favorite. I do actually have the NARS Sheer Glow as well, but I didn't want to put it in this film because I don't tend to grab it as much on a daily basis as I do this one. The NARS one I typically wear at night if, say for example, I'm going out for dinner or something, where I know I'm not going to have it on for an entire day, 16 hours plus whatever. So that is my foundation. Next of all, I've got two products. So I've got the MAC Paint Pot, I call it an eye primer because basically that's what I use it for, and the other one I've got is the Anastasia Beverly Hills eye primer. So basically if I want a more natural looking makeup for the day, I'll actually reach for the MAC. Basically I've got it in Peachly and it really matches my skin tone, so if I don't want to go and wear any eyeshadow or anything like that, I pop this one on, set it down with a bit of setting spray, which I'm getting to, and then I'm off to go, and it's good for the day. When I go for the Anastasia is usually if I am wearing, you know, a little bit of eyeshadow or whatever, but usually I go for it when I have like really dramatic stuff. It just makes those colours pop really well. It is a very light shade, but in saying that, obviously my skin tone is quite light, so it's quite perfect for me. If you have a deeper skin tone, it's not going to work too much in your favour. Hopefully they'll bring out more colours of this, but at this stage it's perfect for me. Again, surprise, surprise, it's Nakia Joy. So this is the Velvet Finishing Powder, and this is my all-time, actually it's the only one I have at the moment. This is the second or third one I've gone through. So this is a brand new one, the other one's just completely empty as of this morning. So this is the Velvet Finishing Powder. So not only is it really smooth, it will give you that airbrush finish, it smells amazing, but it also lasts quite a while. So it gives me the longevity out of my makeup, anything like that. I absolutely recommend you guys try it. It's quite a large, you get quite a fair bit out of it too. It's a 20 gram, whereas I do find a lot of the other ones quite smaller, so you do get a lot. It's also translucent, so no matter your skin tone, you're good. Definitely give it a try. So we have contour. This is the Focallure Sculpt palette. So again, because of my skin tone, I do have quite a light shade. I have this in Capri Coast and Jasmine, so number 2. Basically, I use the contour of it. I don't typically use the highlight too much just because of how light it is, but the contour is beautiful. It's a cool tone just for me. You can get warm tones also, but this one is perfect for me. It's a cool tone. It's not patchy, it goes on beautifully, stays on, lasts a day. It's just a really fantastic product, and not to mention it's very affordable. Like, I mean, you can't buy this type of quality in your local drugstore. So for me, I have to order all my Focallure stuff, and the weight for coming from overseas, it's definitely worth it. Next up, I have another one from Folklore. This is the Endless Possibilities palette. So this is an eyeshadow palette that I typically go to more regularly than a lot of the other ones. Like I have a lot of, I think I have something like maybe 20 plus eyeshadow palettes. Like it's a lot and it's growing, but this one is typically one that I go back to. It's very versatile. You've got a lot of nice nude shadows, but you can also go for a lot of really bright colors too. Like look at that turquoise in the top left corner. Isn't that stunning? Like it's just beautiful. The matte shades are so smooth. They're easy to blend with. I, to be honest, don't have very many faults with it. Probably the biggest thing I find that's a little bit hard to work with, or not even really hard, like it's just an adjustment. Instead of using a brush, you have to use your fingers. But the shimmers in it, I started with a brush, and yes, they go on pretty well, but I do find that they just don't pick up as great. So you just go in with your finger, but to be honest, I don't really care. Like the colors are stunning, the glitters are amazing, it just comes out stunning. So I really had no issue in using my finger at all. Yeah. Oh, I did forget to actually show you my concealer. Whoopsie. So basically, again, I have a lot of different concealers like the Shape Tape. This is probably a dupe for Tarte's Shape Tape, but I do actually find myself reaching for this one more because I find the Tarte actually creases under my eyes, whereas this one does not. So this is the L'Oreal Infallible More Than Concealer. So basically, there's a fair few shade differences. Like I said, it's basically a dupe for Shape Tape, but it is just beautiful. It's so creamy, it's very thick, but it's not thick in the sense that it's going to crease and cake under your eye. It's just stunning. I absolutely love this one. This is probably more reach than my NARS concealer, and basically my NARS concealer was a go-to concealer without fail. Like never had any other concealers that I wanted, always went for that. No problems. But this one has snuck its way to the top of my most used products for 2019. Again for eyes, and like I said, might I remind you, these products are very well loved, so the packaging is a little bit worse for wear. But the Maybelline Colossal mascara. So again, this is a really awesome product. I suppose my eyes kind of are a little bit on the smaller side. So getting in the inner corner sometimes can be a little bit of a pain with certain brushes, but I don't find that too much with this one. It's beautiful, it stays on, it doesn't transfer with my oily skin. It's just a really beautiful shade. It gives it nice length. Like I have naturally long eyelashes, so I don't have to be too concerned about that. It's a blessing, I know. But this, yeah, it coats it, it's beautiful. I'm actually wearing it now. Coats the eyelashes nice and beautifully, makes them long, full, just gives them that really felt like fluffy, flirty finish. It's stunning. And last of all for my makeup is a highlighter. So this one I was struggling to choose between two. They're from the same brand, but I do probably go for this one more often just because of the shade range through them. So this is the Makeup Revolution Ultra Glow palette. So like you could see, there's a couple different colors. I usually typically go for like your lighter shades, so the pinks, sometimes the golds. I think I'm wearing the gold shade at the moment, I'm pretty sure. I've had my makeup on all day, so don't judge me. I've had it on for 10 hours already, so if it's looking a bit, that's why. I already did film this morning, but then I had so much background noise. Like I had my kids in the background, you could hear them asking questions about a TV show they were watching, so I had to completely refilm this. Back to topic. Yeah, so this is my highlighter palette. This is probably my main highlighter palette at the moment. I love it. They're beautiful, they're smooth, they're stunning. It doesn't take much. I don't use too much because I don't want to over highlight my face. Even though I smother my face in highlighter, I do just like those little bits. I don't want to make it obvious that I've put highlighter on. So these are my go-to. And as you can see, there's a lot of different shades as well. So if you do have a deeper complexion, they're going to be stunning for you as well. But that concludes my most used products for 2019. If you liked anything, or if you have any questions, leave a comment below. Or if you think that I probably should have put something in that I didn't, let me know. I can also do a review on any of those products if you like in the future. Also let me know. But make sure to like and subscribe and hit that notification bell, that way you know when I do post new videos. Otherwise, I think that's pretty well it for me. Hope you guys have an awesome New Year's. I will see you back in 2020. Bye for now.